iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, tonight to the Homestead Miami Speedway here for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing. I'm your host up here in the booth tonight, and my name is Roger Muth. And race fans, it is a great sunny day here in Homestead. There was a little bit of a switch-up coming into this evening. That switch-up was, well, we are not running the 1987 Winston Cup machines, those Thunderbirds, those Monte Carlos. They are back home at these drivers' virtual garages. We have whipped out the ARCA machines, and those ARCA cars are the 2001 to 2006 body-style Chevrolets that the NASCAR Winston Cup drivers used to race back into the day, and they provide some of the best racing action, and that is just my opinion on the iRacing.com service. Of course, tonight they will be tackling this 1.5-mile speedway here at Homestead Miami Speedway, and it's going to prove to be the widest track that these drivers get to race on. We will see 5-wide racing, I am sure, here tonight. These drivers have the skill level to do it. Drivers coming into the night that have themselves in a pretty good spot points-wise with wins. Max Terrell has 2 wins alongside with Jason Wells. Sean Single has 1. James Skelton has 1, along with Eric Johnson having 1. All the other drivers are fighting for those final positions as we start to close in on the tail end of the regular season. Homestead, then we go to Myrtle Beach, and New Hampshire will wind down our regular season. These drivers, though, have turned their qualifying laps in here tonight. That means we are getting ready to go racing. Let's take you down to the grid here tonight and get our starting lineup here for the race at Homestead. Starting lineup tonight brought to us by SimBox. If you're in the button box market world and you need one for your iRacing rig, look no farther than SimBox, and you can find them at facebook.com at SimBoxPC. I heard they just had some really nice equipment made for your Fanatec wheels. Make sure to find that over there at SimBox on Facebook. This is your starting lineup, though. Starting on the front row, he drives car number 42. He's locked into the championship playoffs. This is the 42 of Max Terriol. This outside, it's the Adventure in Pixels 01 of Richard Murdoch. Starting in the third position, driving car number 4 here tonight, this is going to be Jeffrey Souza. James Skelton out of South Carolina will start car 86 in position number 4. Wow, it's the Rev Esports number 11 of Sean Single rolling off 5th. The Strano Brothers Racing Road Rage Accessories number 43, Joe Strano, going to roll off from the 6th position here tonight. Wow, it's the Florida native, the Rev Esports number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. He'll go 7th. 8th tonight, the Alienware number 64 of Jason Wells will roll off from the 8th position, while Chris Hammond, driving car number 6, goes 9th. It's the 61 of Dalton Williamson, the Rev Esports driver, going into position number 10 here tonight. Ryan Richards will start car number 921 in 11th. Starting in the 12th position, it's the Turbo Dork Radical Paints, number 98 of Ryan O'Donnell out of Michigan. He'll roll off from position number 12. Going 13th here tonight, it's the Simbox Motorsports Simbox number 77 of Doug Neal. And 14th goes to Tim Combs. 15th will be Brandon Feeney in the 38. Nathan Maurer will go in position number 16. Dave Bragg will go 17th, while Tony Shreddo will go 18th. 19th, Eric Johnson. Rex Hoyle will start 20th here tonight. Joshua Buckley and Granny Hibbs is ready to roll off 21st. Ethan Troutman will go 22nd on our starting lineup. 23rd will go to Brandon Minto down there with car number 5. It's going to be Rob Higgins back in 24th. Tim Williams will roll 25th. Travis Minto in 26th. Kevin O'Brien 27th. And Bob Higgins will tag the back of the field here tonight. That is your 28 car starting lineup here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Here we go. The iRacing.com pace car is down off the racing surface. That means this time by, the green flag is going to drop, and just like that, we got the show underway here in Florida tonight. 90 laps of the ARCA Menards machines for the RV Custom Rig Scrambler Series. Max Terriel was the first one into turn number 1, but look at Richard Murdoch. He is having some issues with that Adventure in Pixels 01 machine as they storm down the back straightaway. Murdoch had himself a little bit of a handful that time down in 1 and 2, and he's really suffering the consequences here. He's already dropped back out of that top 2 positions. He is back to running 7th on the grid. He felt like a cinder block in water down there that was probably attached to, well, James Skelton's boat, as they were out there hanging out on the boat fishing the other day. Skelton wrapping the bottom side of the speedway. We talked about how there's going to be multiple groups. Joe Strano right up against the boards, trying a little bit of a higher line here tonight. We're calling that about lane, well, not quite the Kyle Larson lane up against the fence, but he is up pretty high here tonight. He'll go down into 3. He'll run the same outside line. Sean Single, there you see the FedEx number 11. He goes bottom side of the speedway. James Skelton a little bit lower. All these drivers, they come together at the end. James Skelton with a little bit of a bobble there in the Slim Jim number 86. Everybody's still packed up together except for the number 42 with Max Terrell. And then it's going to be Jeffrey Souza. He is running there, P number 2, but the battle is still for the 3rd position. James Skelton has gone to the outside in our practice session here tonight coming in. Skelton was one of the drivers that took it way up to the top side of the speedway all practice long. He said, well, nobody else wants to go that high on the speedway. Might as well make a groove up there, make a lane for myself, because if I got to get around some of these drivers, I got to go where they ain't. He feels a lot of these drivers here tonight will wrap the bottom side of the speedway. Currently, James Skelton now picking up that 3rd position. Still all over each other back here, though. Look at the Fireball Whiskey number 31, the Rev Esports driver, Michael Trevarthen. He is side by side. Here comes the Adventure in Pixel 01 of Murdoch back into the fold here. Both those cars having some flames on the side. That just means they're really fast out there tonight. There you see Skelton still up against the outside wall. Single still down to the bottom side of the speedway. And everybody else, look at everybody just coming out of turn number 4. Everybody still grouped together here. Everybody has kept it wound up. Everybody still within, looks like, what is, well, call it 6 seconds to the race leader of Max Terriel. We told you these cars are going to put on some of the best battles that we've seen all season long. Like right here's the 33 of Eric Johnson. He's down to the bottom side of the speedway. Trying to get around that Mopar Chevrolet of Tim Combs, the golfer. One driver sideways there. That's the 921. That's the Caterpillar entry, the cat car of Ryan Richard. He was sideways. It looks like Sean Single was also sideways down in the corner. He is going to lose a couple positions. James Skelton has got around him. Now, here comes the 43 of Joe Strano. He's got that Road Rage Accessories, number 43, up to the top side of the speedway. We've missed Joe Strano on Thursday nights for a couple of weeks, but it's good to see him here on Monday night. Of course, a lot of supporters out there cheering on the driver out of Wisconsin. Look at it. Everybody is just, it's a split decision right now here tonight. Everybody is running a different groove. It looked like the 43 of Joe Strano that time was going to try and cut down off the top side of the speedway and get a run to cut underneath James Skelton, but it just did not quite work out that way. So he has to regroup and refocus here tonight. Max Terriel, though, if you're a Max Terriel fan, where is he? There he is. Mr. All by himself. He has about a little over a second lead over Jeffrey Souza, who you find right there, car number 4 coming out of turn 4. But Souza has about a 1-second lead over James Skelton and the rest of the field back here. Ryan O'Donnell is now getting his Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98 up inside this group here. See the driver out of Canton, Michigan. Can't miss him with that Turbo Dork Radical Paint sponsor. Those colors on the side of that car. One of the beautiful cars. I wish it was that orange one. That orange one that he had whipped out a couple weeks ago. That car was absolutely beautiful. Of course, we're a little bit biased up here in the booth. You know, we like the color orange, if you couldn't tell. One car down to the bottom side of the Speedway. That is Jason Wells in the Alienware number 64. He was a little sideways that time off the corner. The tire pressure still coming up to where the drivers like it. Next time by, we'll have 9 laps completed as we're going to be looking to work lap number 10 here tonight. All green flag racing so far here this evening, and drivers still side by side. That's Ryan O'Donnell. To the inside, that's the 61, the youngster. Season number 4 champion in the SK Modified division. That's Dalton Williamson. Dalton trying now to bring his short track skills here to the bigger tracks on our Scrambler series on Monday night here with Red Light Racing. Dalton has been able to pick up one spot since the drop of the green flag, but man, does he got cars in front of him. He's got cars behind him. Anywhere that 61 Rowdy Energy Toyota Camry goes, well, there seems to just be somebody standing in the way. Well, if you're a Richard Murdoch fan, race fans, we got some great news. The recovery here for that 01, the Adventure in Pixels driver out of South Carolina, has worked his way back inside the top 5. Remember, on that drop of the green flag in turn numbers 1 and 2, that 01 just plummeted backwards like it was attached to something. And now he has worked back inside the top 5. And you want to talk about Mr. the Foundation? Murdoch was the foundation here, 34th place in the championship standing just a couple of weeks ago. He now finds himself inside the top 20 with a chance to possibly, if he can't win a race, he possibly could, with the drop week, sneak on into the championship playoffs. He's got Homestead here tonight, then he's got the Gander Outdoor Trucks next week at Myrtle Beach in the Homestead, so he'll get to sleep in his own bed. That's just a little bit down the road from him. And then we head up to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway where we get the next-gen NASCAR Cup cars coming out. We'll see what they can do at the next mile. Murdoch, though, running back down James Skelton. We'll see if he can get up there and take that position number 3 away while these drivers still battle back here for that 6th position. Sean Single has the 6th position in his FedEx round number 11. That Fireball Whiskey, number 31, though, Michael Trevarthen to the outside. Dalton Williamson's right there. 3 Rev Esports drivers all battling as they're going to go 3 wide this time out of turn number 2. As they come 3 wide, the outside momentum for car number 31, and Michael Trevarthen just rips and roars down the back straightaway. James Skelton back to the top side of the Speedway. Batman also rolling the top side. That Batman machine is going to be the Chris Hammett-sponsored entry here tonight. There you see his Ford Taurus, Chris Hammett. Remember, coming up from the ranks of the short tracks to dabble last season, being one of the Rookie of the Year candidates last year. This season, he said it's all about him getting more seat time. And, of course, this is a new car. Not one of his favorite machines to drive here tonight, but he said if all the other drivers were going to come out here and hammer down tonight, he was going to be right there alongside them, and he is currently running in the 10th position. Ryan O'Donnell running the top side right behind him. Right on board with our mechanic advisor onboard camera with Ryan O'Donnell as he comes down the front straightaway. Really impressed here, though, with all these drivers. Everybody has actually been able to stay pretty close here tonight. There you see Eric Johnson taking the peek to the inside with his Dirty Mo radio number 33. Everybody's still feeling pretty racy here tonight. Green flag pit stop should be coming here within the next 10 laps, I believe, if our calculation is right on fuel. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to stretch it to lap 25, but we will find out here together, race fans, as you watch the battle for position number 11. That's Chris Hammett to the outside with Batman. He's got that Caterpillar. The youngster, the rookie, the highest running rookie here tonight Ryan Richard right there. Ryan had a great run back in the season opener at Daytona. Since then, he has kind of cooled off a little bit in his rookie campaign. Daytona, he finished back there in 11th after letting his presence known in the middle stages of that one. Finished 19th at the road course. Then it was 21st, 24th, and a 15th back at Rockingham, trying to really hit the stride here to gain on some of those points that he lost. One driver up tagging the outside wall. I believe that was the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Got a little bit high there with Batman. "17 laps have all been led by the championship leader coming into this evening. Max Terrell out for that Monday afternoon sale. Wrapping the bottom side of the Speedway still here. First car side-by-side battle, Jason Wells. Wells side-by-side with Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen seems like he has just ran this entire race so far. All 17 completed laps side-by-side with someone. I don't know if that's what he intended on doing coming into this evening, or if that just seems to be the cards he has been dealt here, realizing that the competition here tonight is pretty strong as everybody's able to stay grouped together. I'm just looking through, trying to see who is the biggest mover, and if my math is right as I take my shoes off, driver of that 33, Eric Johnson, as he's looking to go 3 wide. Now it's going to be down to just 2x2 back here. That's the battle for the 8th spot. Eric Johnson has already picked up 10, and he is looking for more. He's not settled with what he has right now. He would like to pick up a couple more. He does have a very fast hot rod. I'm looking at the times. Last time by, he was one of the fastest cars on the Speedway. Picked up 8th there from Wells. Wells will be bumped back down to 9th. Ryan Richards still hanging on there. Sean Single has really faded. Showed a lot of speed in the early going of this one, and now Sean Single may have worn the tires out. The Arca Menards Machines was one of the first cars here on the iRacing.com platform to get that version 7 tire model, and it's kind of been one of the test cars for a lot of things implemented here into iRacing. The brand new crash physics that we hope we don't get to see here tonight, but we would, I know you fans would like to see the bumpers, the hoods, the fenders, the rear deck lids go flying and debris scatter all over the racetrack. But maybe Sean Single just heated up that right front of this version 7 tire on his Arca Menards machine, because once you do that, it is pretty hard to rebound. The only way you can rebound from that is pretty much coming down pit road to get 4 fresh tires and gas, and then go back at it again, see if you can do a little bit better job of saving the tire. So Sean Single outside the top 10, but he's going to look to the outside here on car number 64. Thought possibly a couple drivers were coming to pit row. We might be able to stretch it just past mile marker 25 here. One car into the outside wall there. That's the 43 of Joe Strano. Strano has been into the outside wall with his road rage accessories, number 43. He went up there, he got into the outside wall, he killed all the momentum that he did have in that car. He was inside the top 5 when he just scraped the outside wall. That road rage accessories car now a little bit slow. I'm trying to see if we have a good shot of that car, if it has any damage on it. I'm not seeing too much, if any, maybe a very small wrinkle on the right front of that road rage accessories entry. But now he is back outside the top 10. He's running 14th. First car to pit road. It will be the driver out of Canada. It's the Beefy Motorsports entry. Brandon Feeney, he will come to pit row with that Miller High Life entry. So as he comes to pit road, he'll hit his spot. It'll be 4 tires and fuel. As you see, the 42 of Max Terrell, he will stay out here. He will not come to pit road. No other drivers look like they are coming to pit road just yet. So as he has checked out here before our first pit stop of the evening, almost a 4.5 second gap right now for Max Terrell All he wants to do is see this one go green all the way to the end, and we have seen tendencies here with red light racing that these drivers, once they get spread out, they will go green all the way from green to checkered. Side-by-side battle. That's the yellow car. That's not a Nesquik car. That's not a throwback Nesquik machine. That is the Simbox number 77 of Doug Neal. One car into the outside. Old Batman once again trying to take down the wall. Doug Neal picked up now his second position as he just got around the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Doug Neal out of Georgia. He was just down there at the Atlanta race. He took another one of the members here from Red Light Racing along to that race. And Nathan Maurer driving all the way from Pennsylvania down to Georgia to watch that race. Another car coming to pit road. Here comes the number 921. Ryan Richard will make his first pit stop here on lap number 26. These drivers now getting into that pit window tonight. See how far they can stretch it. Talking about the other half that went to Atlanta to see that race. There's the Lancaster, Pennsylvania boy, Nathan Maurer. Maurer getting to drive all the way down to Georgia. He said Route 81 going from Pennsylvania down to Atlanta. Straight, boring, and lots of cars. New second place runner, though. Well, not quite yet. He's still having to battle for it. Here's Richard Murdoch on the long run. He has a pretty quick hot rod now. Those flames are really burning hot. Murdoch now going to pick up P number 2 there from Jeffrey Souza. Souza will sit P number 3. And also, look at Dalton Williamson. Didn't seem like he had a very fast car taking off here tonight, but now that number 61 has come to life. He has run down the top 4 drivers, or he is the 4th driver, so now he's running down P number 3. Another driver coming to pit road. Here comes the Brandon Minto machine as Rob Higgins drops the jack. His crew is done. He's going to bring the Coors Light Dodge back out. Old Sterling Marlin throwback. Or, well, maybe, nope, it says Sterling across the driver's plate there. I was going to say it could have possibly been Jamie McMurray when McMurray took over for Sterling Marlin. I believe when he broke his, was it his neck or his back? I forget which one he had actually broken. And he was the points championship leader back then. Jamie McMurray filling in and then going to victory lane in that Coors Light number 40 machine at one point in his first handful of starts. And correct me if I'm wrong out there, Facebook, YouTube. Did Jamie McMurray take that silver bullet to victory lane at Atlanta? Or was that Charlotte? I can't quite remember. Right now, though, Rob Higgins coming back out. He's being scored in the 27th position. Let's see if that silver bullet can get rocking. Dalton Williamson did make quick work there, the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Now here comes the number 33 of Eric Johnson. Will he be able to get that Dirty Mo radio entry around? He'll go down to the bottom side of the speedway. Souza going to stay to the outside, and it does look like Eric Johnson will pick up his 15th position gain. Lots of drivers down on pit road right now. Batman's down there. Dave Bragg is down. Tim Combs, the golfer, and the Canadian bacon-eating champion of Tim Williams. He is down there. Also, here comes Richard Murdoch now. He's going to bring a slew of drivers to pit road. James Skelton trying to lock him up, and he's going to nose it into the barrier. James Skelton just tried to come to pit road with car 86. He's not going to be able to make it, and he just had to take the tow to pit road. So James Skelton's night, well, having a fast Slim Jim machine, he just kind of snacked into a Slim Jim too hard there. Pit road is absolutely busy. Murdoch could come to a stop as the second pit stall. There's Souza. James Skelton's tore up Slim Jim entry also down there on pit road. Here comes Max Terrell. Now he says enough is enough. He'll come to pit road. We've only had one driver having an issue coming to pit road. We'll see if we can get that queued up for you here from James Skelton. Everybody down in the way so far. No pit road penalties being addressed here by the iRacing officials. Let's see. Watching James. There you see it. He's just out of the corner of our eye there. See James Skelton trying to slow down. He's got it cranked and cranked it right into the wall. From Sean Single's point of view, you see the 86 trying to get down to pit road, and then you just see a big puff of smoke out the back. Race leader coming off pit road, Max Terriel. It looks like he will hold that top spot because you see that dot back there coming out of turn number 2. About, 4 seconds back. That's Richard Murdoch. Came down 1 lap before your race leader. So after your first green flag pit stop here tonight, Max Terriel will still hold on to the race lead. It's been chewed down about 1 second, though, by Murdoch. Johnson holds into that 3rd position. Then it's going to be Ryan Richard. Richard, of course, came down on lap number 25, so he has leapfrogged a bunch of drivers here to try and get himself a better running position. Right now, he does have a good spot sitting there in that 4th spot. Dalton Williamson will come out of pit road, though he will be running 5th after the green flag pit cycle. Look at Jeffrey Souza. He is sitting there running in that 6th spot. 7th will go to Jason Wells, currently here on lap number 33. He's had a pretty fast hot rod. Michael Trevarthen battling inside the top 10 all evening long. Trevarthen sits there running in 8th. Sean Single in 9th and Brandon Minto. Right now, he's picked up 13 spots. He is currently running right there. That's the 10th position. Trying to sneak away one there from Sean Single. Looking at it, it does look like the only driver that had a mistake down on pit road was James Skelton, but there is one driver that is sitting down there, and you see that Batman-sponsored entry. That's the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Hammett is still down on pit road with Batman, trying to see what they can do here tonight. That car has been into the outside wall a time or two, that is for sure. The Adventure in Pixels 01 of Richard Murdoch still holding down that 2nd position. And Murdoch fans, he is starting to fade a little bit. He's not as quick as the 42 of Max Terriel right now. But what we did see on that very long green flag stretch, that 01 really took those pictures here tonight and made them last over time. It was like a novel, a book that you just save there, a scrapbook of pictures that you remember on a long-term basis. Well, Murdoch had that long-run speed underneath that Adventure in Pixel 01 entry. Currently running back here in that 2nd position, just over 4 seconds back. Something that did change hands there. It does look like the Ryan Richard Caterpillar entry did lose that 4th position to Dalton Williamson. Made very quick work with that Rowdy Energy number 61. Dalton Williamson trying to get rowdy here tonight in Florida. Here comes Souza. He'll look to the inside, and then it's going to be Wells' turn as Wells is going to try and slip down to the inside, this time out of turn number 4. See if he runs the bottom side of the speedway down in turn number 1. He will. Richard will go right through that middle groove, and he'll fall back. Now he knows he's on a little bit different tire strategy run than all these other drivers, and we are going into a cloud cover right now. This might help Ryan Richard on those older tires hold his ground versus some of these fresher tires that are a little bit stickier right now. So Ryan Richard falling back to P number 7. Has a little bit of ground between him and the next car back there. That next car on the docket, that would be the number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Cloud cover here at Miami, and a great race so far here. Ryan O'Donnell has a rocket ship the last couple of laps. The Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry, battling with the 77 of Doug Neal. They have run down Brandon Minto. Here comes the 77 of Doug Neal. Dial some brake bias into that sim box, number 77 with his sim box, and go ahead and let the old girl eat down on the bottom side of the speedway. He'll slide up out of turn number 4. He'll take the spot, bumping Brandon Minto back to now outside the top 10. And Ryan O'Donnell says, hey, since you're out there, Mr. Minto, I'll take the inside of the speedway here, and he will go ahead and now drop back another spot. Minto trying to work to the bottom side of the speedway because Ryan O'Donnell is sideways in the Turbo Dork Radical Paints Impala SS. That'll allow Minto to bring the Hooters number 5 back down to the inside, but let's see if Ryan O'Donnell can spark that Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry and right away. Ryan O'Donnell sideways this time out of turn number 4. Sideways, here comes Brandon Minto. Minto's going to go back down to the bottom side of the speedway. Not going to quite have a run big enough built up to go ahead and do anything with it. Now, that number 5 of Brandon Minto has faded just a little bit as he slipped on entry. Maybe he can carry the momentum this time out of turn number 2. Not quite going to have the momentum. One car down to the apron there, though. That is going to be the Tim Williams machine. There you see Tim Williams gathers it back up, but boy, he was all sorts of out of shape. I know what Dalton Williamson would say he was just doing down there, but we'll let that for the team chat down there, and we'll see if we can get them to say that a little bit later on for you race fans. But let's take this time here and talk to one of the drivers that are out there on the Speedway right now. It's the Minto's Minute with Brandon Minto, race fans. As we're closing in on halfway, Minto, that's a good-looking hot rod out there. Tell us how she's handling, though.
You know, I'm just out here just trying to take care of the tire, so I'm driving it a little slower than I should be. So it's feeling pretty decent right now. The tires are holding up. I got old Donnie right in front of me. He kind of looks like he's slipping and sliding. He has a little bit fresher tires, but he still has a little bit more speed than me. But yeah, it's feeling pretty decent. It's still just a little tight, but other than that, it feels okay.
A little tight to you, a little loose to Ryan O'Donnell out in front of you, but the real question is, how many deep we in tonight?
Right now, I'm 8 deep.
8 deep here at Homestead, and well, it's a good thing that this track is wide and you're driving slow like Granny on the highway, but you better look in the mirror. You got somebody coming.
Yeah, it looks like Troutman's got a lot fresher tires. He's got a good run coming, so hopefully I can hold him off for like a lap or two. Because I know I pitted like a lap or two shorter than everybody else, so I needed to gain some track position after my awful qualifying effort.
Well, good luck the rest of the way. You're closing in on halfway here tonight, Minto. Maybe pound another 8 here and park it in victory lane.
Yes, sir. I'll try.
There you have it, race fan. It's the Minto Minute with Brandon Minto, currently holding that 12th spot, up 11 spots from where he qualified. That dismal qualifying run that he did have a little bit earlier here tonight. But, man, he's got Ethan Troutman, the driver, out of Tennessee right now, knocking on the inside, as I believe there was a little bit of smoke. Somebody just tagged the wall that time out of turn number 4. I'm not quite sure which car that was. We'll see if we can get somebody to confirm which car that was. I believe it might have been Ryan Richard in the 921 entry. There you see Troutman in his Home Depot throwback. Old Tony Stewart drove that car back in the day. NASCAR Winston Cup champion. He's one of the only drivers to be able to knock down championships in NASCAR with the old Winston Cup format, the sprint format, and I believe he even did it with our current format that we had here. So now Troutman and his Tony Stewart paint scheme will go to the outside. Here comes Brandon Minto bringing back that number 5 Hooters machine. We did have one pass up inside the top 3, and that was those two drivers exchanging positions. That's the 33 of Eric Johnson and the 01 of Richard Murdoch. They have kind of swapped that second and third spot. So Murdoch has fallen back now to 3rd, while Johnson has picked up 17 spots. The hot shoe tonight. We saw Johnson try and take a little bit of an approach down the back straightaway to not let Murdoch get the draft, but oh boy, hanging it out, letting it lead on the right rear of that Dirty Mo radio number 33. Here comes Murdoch. He said, I'll take a picture of that and I'll mail it to you as I go around the outside. Can Murdoch get it to stick? Sun coming back out here in Homestead. Halfway flags flew just a handful of laps ago, and Jason Wells is trying to work his way back up inside the top 5. He's got Souza just out in front of him, as Brandon Feeney has brought his number 38 car to pit road. He's going to short pit it once again here, just a couple of laps, see if he can make up some ground. A couple cars, you can hear them bouncing off the outside retaining wall down there, I believe. Might have been Ryan O'Donnell, I'm not quite sure. I don't see any scuffs or torn up body panels on that Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry, but somebody was up into the outside wall. Ryan Richard really trying to diamond off the corners here tonight. This track here tonight at Homestead is one of the best tracks on iRacing, and like I said earlier in the show, that's just my own opinion. I just like to see all the grooves that these drivers are able to run. Saw Richard run the top side, kind of like a diamond shape that time down in 1 and 2. And then he goes down to the bottom side here, and well, that's because he's just going to bring her down to pit road. Ryan Richard will come to pit road here on lap number 49. doing the math, he's going to have to at least make one more pit stop. A lot of these drivers, I think, like Max Terriel, who came down to lap number 31, you're going to see him try and go all the way to at least lap number 60 before he will bring down his MK Medic machine. If he can just make it to lap 60, so 10 more laps possibly here for Max Terriel and a lot of these drivers tonight. Max has opened up currently a little over 5-second gap. So while Max has that 5-second gap back to Eric Johnson, Richard Murdoch still sitting there. He's looking like he's about 2.5 car lengths back behind Eric Johnson. They got a 1-second lead over Dalton Williamson, and then it's the number 64 of Wells. Couple drivers hanging on out there. This driver, it's the 184 of Kevin O'Brien. He's the first car, 1 lap down to the race leader, and that's going to change very quickly because the Silver Bullet of Rob Higgins, the Coors Light water machine, has now gone just a lap down, but here comes Kevin O'Brien. This is the battle for the lucky dog spot. If a caution were to come out here tonight, one of these two drivers would be that recipient, and it's going to be whoever's in front of whoever. Kevin O'Brien, of course, has the fresher tires of the two, and he will take that spot. Bob Higgins going to bring the checkered flag on. Supply number 41, the attention to pit road. So his crew will go to work, slapping 4 fresh tires on it. There's your race leader, and there is your second place machine. 1 straightaway in length here around this 1.5-mile speedway here tonight in Miami. While we have this chance here before our next round of green flag pit stops, as a couple of sprinkles have come into pit road, there is going to be Rob Higgins coming to pit road. We got to thank all you race fans that are tuning in, watching here tonight, whether you're watching on our Facebook page or you're watching over on YouTube. We appreciate each and every one of you who's tuning in here on Monday night to catch the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. If you're in the market, if you have the itch to go racing, but you can't afford to buy a real race car, well, don't worry. The iRacing.com platform is the place to be for you. All you have to do is head on over to RB Custom Rigs, talk to Rick Bell, the owner of RB Custom Rigs, and he can build you a computer to come out here and compete with all the drivers from Red Light Racing. Whether it's right here on the Scrambler Series on Monday night or whether you want to go racing, short track, open wheel racing with the SK Modifieds, we have it all here at Red Light Racing. Contact Rick Bell at RB Custom Rigs today and get your dream of being mild to wild and everything in between and get out here on track. Looking at it, and the drivers that did come to pit road here recently, Dave Bragg down to pit road, Bob Higgins, Rob Higgins, Brandon Feeney, and Ryan Richard. Those are the only drivers that have come to pit road. Everybody else is still out here. Even I'm not quite sure what sponsors are on this car here tonight, but Nathan Maurer, I think you may have just won the award of the year for having the cutest car on the Speedway, maybe? I believe there's some clouds, some rainbows. I think there's a bunny rabbit on the quarter panel, a kitty cat on the hood. And I believe that says Kyle Busch on the quarter panel also. An interesting car here tonight for Nathan Maurer. Of course, if you want to see some interesting things, all you have to do is go over to Facebook.com. We're not telling you to leave us, but we need you to check this out. You need to type in on Facebook, you need to type in 717 Racing, and you can catch all the live in-car cameras. Well, right now would be a perfect time as Nathan Maurer's up against the outside wall there, wall riding, and it's just not going to pay off. He's going to get the little kitty cat machine off the wall. As actually I tune in live here from our iPhone that we have here in the studio, and Maurer is up against the outside wall smiling. So once again, if you want to catch more in-car racing camera action from Nathan Maurer, that is 717 Racing on Facebook.com, and make sure to go over there and harass him while he is racing. He does respond. He reads chat constantly as he's up into the wall here once again. We'll leave him a nice little message, and we'll hear from Maurer after the race about that one, I'm sure. So as Maurer continues to fade through the field here, Max Terrell continues to pull his race lead and extend it. Now up over 6 seconds over Eric Johnson and Richard Murdoch, as those two are close right there. Dalton Williamson has actually been turning in some faster laps than even your race leader. 35.09 second lap last time for Dalton Williamson. Your race leader last time by at the line was a 35.16, so almost a tenth of a second quicker last time by for Dalton Williamson. Maybe he's saving the tires, but boy, Dalton, it's time to turn her loose. You gotta use everything you got here tonight, because next time by, it will be 31 laps to go here tonight at Homestead for the RV Custom Rig Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. And Brandon Minto says, well, now's a good time to come to pit road, put 4 tires on her, and let her eat. So he'll come to a slow stop down on pit road. Now, will anybody else come to pit road? Will Richard Murdoch bring his machine? Will he be the first driver inside the top 3? He will not. He keeps on going right by pit road. Wells will do it, though, in the Alienware number 64. He won the season opener this season at Daytona. He'll come to pit road. 2-time winner. Also backed it up in the Holy Shirts and Pants 135 at the Chicagoland Speedway. 2-time winner this season, alongside with our points championship leader, Max Terrell. Look at all the drivers coming down pit road. Troutman's down, Joe Strano, Nathan Maurer, Tim Williams, Tim Combs. They are all down on pit road, and Max says not just yet. I think he's staying out there because I believe these drivers have 3 sets of tires, but he wants to make sure he has enough in case we have to go overtime racing here tonight in Miami. Cloud cover back on the Speedway here this evening. Eric Johnson to pit road, and he's actually going to lose a couple spots. We'll see when that all shakes out, though. Does Max come to pit road this time by? Nope. He is going to put the entire field a lap down just about. I believe there's a couple cars out there yet. Rex Hoyle in the Colony Tire and Service Center. Tuxedos by Tet. He surprises us every week, race fans. Rex Hoyle, one of the biggest stand-up guys you're going to meet on the iRacing.com service. Been sim racing since 1999. Where were you back in 1999, race fans? Because Rex Hoyle was doing sim racing. Some of the drivers in the field here tonight weren't even born in 1999. Rex Hoyle always putting Tuxedos by Ted on the bonnet of his SK or his Arca Menards car here tonight. One of the best-looking dressed cars out there. Max Terrell will come to pit road. That will leave one driver that has yet to come down, and he goes by the name Granny Hips Buckley, as Joshua Buckley is out here tonight as what will be the final car to have to come to pit road. Checker Flag Auto Supply, Granny Hips Walkers and Canes sponsored entry. Driver out of Massachusetts, he says now is the perfect time to come to pit road. Here is your third place running car, but that should change when he comes across the line here. Max Terrell is out of pit road. He is accelerating down there on the apron. Will he be able to hold on to the top spot? There is Eric Johnson. He's that third car in line back there. So Max Terrell will lead him out of pit road. Murdoch did drop a spot in the exchange of pit road. Murdoch back to running third. Only one driver out of the event here tonight. That was James Skelton after he parked it into the water barriers down there coming into pit road. He called it a night after that. So it's Max Terrell, Eric Johnson, Richard Murdoch, Jason Wells, and Dalton Williamson. Your top 5 drivers after our green flag pit cycle here on with 31 laps to go when that cycle really started to kick off here tonight. Max Terrell, by staying out, though I did notice, gave up about 3 seconds of his race lead to Eric Johnson and Richard Murdoch. Stayed out there 2 extra laps on those tires. Does have the freshest tires out of the top running drivers here tonight, but we'll see if that's going to benefit him in the long run or not. Look out in front of him, though. He's got lap traffic. Josh Buckley's there. Travis Minto. Rex Hoyle is there. Of course, Rex's teammate missing in action here tonight. Brian Bianchi not making the call here, not making the big haul down here at Miami, but boy, these drivers 3 wide just about out in front of your race leader as they are battling to stay on the lead lap. Buckley doesn't want to go a lap down. He's sideways in front of the race leader. Granny Hibbs just lost the tennis balls on his walker. And boy, was that a huge moment for the driver out of Massachusetts right in front of Max Terrell. And I think Buckley just scared himself and elected to lift and back out of that one. He'll live to turn another lap here tonight. 24 to go this time by at the line. Max Terrell has led all but through the green flag pit cycles here tonight. I think he's only not led 2 laps tonight. Everybody really stretching it out here. You got to go back here to that 10th position, the 9th and 10th spot to find the closest 2 drivers inside the top 10. Doug Neal having himself a top 10 run. Had himself a top 10 run last week also at Rockingham. Doug really likes the tracks you have to get up on the wheel and drive. One of those drivers that really love short track racing. Problems for Tim Williams, I'm being told, the driver out of Canada. Platinum RV and Services, Rev Esports driver. Something happened and that car is very tore up on the front nose. He's going to limp it down around the bottom side of the speedway. We stayed green flag racing. What happened to Tim? It was out of turn 4, actually. Let's see if we can go back here. See, Tim's car is good here in this picture. Let's see what happens once he comes off the corner. Car steps out from behind him. Oh, he tags the outside wall and then hard into the inside wall. And that does not trigger a caution because that is down off the racing surface here tonight. Boy, that was a hard hit. I don't think I've seen a harder hit out of turn 4 ever here at Homestead. So Tim did make it back down to pit road there with that machine, so his night looks like it could possibly be over. Tim Williams has officially retired here. Too much damage, his crew said, on that Platinum RV and Services machine, so his night is done here at Homestead. One driver coming back to pit road, that is Brandon Feeney. It's the Miller High Life, number 38. Feeney, of course, having some real racing up there in Ontario this past weekend. He told me he did not make it to the green flag, so his goal here tonight was to at least make it to the green flag and beyond, and he has done that. He has made it to 20 laps to go. Ryan Richard starting to fade here. He is on the long run tires, and he is now just got passed up, split actually by the 31 and the 77, so Trevarthen takes 8th. Doug Neal now will take over the 9th position, and that Caterpillar car is on the slide going backwards. Minto holding on right now to that 11th position, but don't look now. Here comes Ethan Troutman and Ryan O'Donnell. They are coming. Looking to try and pick up that position. Minto will hold off for the time being. That'll put Ryan O'Donnell to the outside there of Troutman. And Troutman and Neal are being told that they are on the same tire run. They both came down on lap number 60, just like pretty much everybody else inside that top 10. Only 2 drivers did not come down on lap number 60. Wells came down on 59, and Max Terrell came down on lap number 62. As these 2 drivers we were just talking about, Doug Neal going to give up a little ground there. He got a little sideways, and Trevarthen went up the track and scooted against the wall, but he fireballed that shot and is now pulled out to a half-second over Doug Neal. Souza being chased down here. Here comes Sean Single. Where did Sean Single come from? Because at one point he was back there, just trying to hang on to a top 15 car. And ever since then, he has really started to make a charge. Now trying to take over the 6th position from Jeffrey Souza. Of course, Souza qualified 3rd here tonight, his best qualifying attempt of the season. Having himself another really good run at Esports Racing Group. Souza having a really good season this year. He's actually 7th overall in the points championship hunt. Daytona, maybe a forgettable. It was 14th. The road course was a 13th, and it was 22nd at Chicagoland. But after that, he reeled off a couple top 10s here. 6th at Dover. It was 13th at Gateway. 3rd at Auto Club, and then 5th last week at the Rockingham Speedway. He's led a total of 7 laps this season, and he's trying to notch another top 10 at least here tonight. Maybe he can go and gather 2 seconds in the final 15 laps of this one and pick up a top 5 overall. Sean Single's one of those drivers, though. He won't just roll over and die. He won't give it to you. He's going to make you work for it right all the way to the end. Tooth and nail kind of fighting. He told me that's what they do up there in Ayer, Massachusetts, so I'm not quite sure. Never been to Ayer, never been to Massachusetts. It is on our travel plans to possibly get up there to Ayer this year and meet some of the drivers. Of course, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply is located up there. A couple of our drivers here have them on the side of their cars. Checkered Flag Auto Supply, of course, our title sponsor for the SK Modified Division. They also are our One Lap to Go sponsor here with the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. So Souza will fall back to running in the 7th spot, and he's got a lot of ground back there, about 7 seconds back to these two that keep playing hot potato. They're having a really good battle. But the problem is they have the battle, and then they lose a little ground to the 4 of Souza. I don't think they really care. They're just out here having fun. That's what it's all about when we come here onto the iRacing.com platform, is to have a great time, have some fun with the boys, talk about racing, talk about what tracks we were just at over the prior weekend. A lot of the drivers here tonight, of course, up there in that New England area, did hop over to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We know driver number 40, Rob Higgins, was there for the Whalen Modified race and the Xfinity race. Sent me a picture from, I believe, just past the start-finish line is where he was sitting. Then we had Sean Single down in turn number 1 as one driver up into the wall. That's the 31, Michael Trevarthen. Jumps the cushion down there, if you will. And he was just up into the outside wall. So Trevarthen going to give a ton of ground to Doug Neal. Doug Neal is all by himself now. He does not have to worry about anybody around him. But Sean Single was down there in turn number 1 for the NASCAR Cup race. And he did see Kyle Busch take a spin around. He saw Martin Truex go for that ride when the rain came on lap number 8 at New Hampshire. He took one of our Turn 3 koozies along. That's why we know. He sent us a picture. We posted it up on our Turn 3 page. We also got to thank Leo. If Leo is tuning in from Massachusetts here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, of course, met Leo at the Pocono International Raceway when the doubleheader weekend came to Pocono. We were down in the infield camping next to each other. Leo was sitting at the start-finish line at New Hampshire this week. Took our sticker with and took a picture of it down there at New Hampshire. We thank Leo for his continued support also here with the Turn 3 Racing Network. And we like to thank all the fans and the drivers for their continued support, letting us come up here and have some fun and show all the family members, race fans, sponsors, all the racing action here on Mondays and Thursday evenings and all through the week for the rest of our series that we do cover here. But with 10 laps to go, going to be 9 to go this time when Max Terrell comes screaming out of turn number 4. He's almost worked it back up to a 6-second race lead. So Max will come across here, and he's just put one driver a lap down, I believe. As Nathan Maurer up into the outside wall once again, as everybody's going to have to scoot and skedaddle around him. That's actually Dave Bragg right there in the Tim Hortons entry. Driver out of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. Got Tim Hortons. I heard Tim Hortons is pretty good. I've never had it. Never had Tim Hortons. I believe the closest one to us was out in Ohio, and I heard it doesn't actually get much foot traffic. There used to be one in Buffalo, New York, too. So Max has led 99% of the laps here tonight. Can he go for 8 more here tonight, embarking victory lane? If he can do that, he would be the first driver to go ahead and make it to having 3 wins on the season. Of course, he is locked into running for that championship, the playoffs that we do have here with Red Light Racing in the Scrambler Series. But another win wouldn't hurt. It would also keep somebody out from that's possibly down below the cut line, like one of the drivers that are sitting back here in the 3rd spot, Richard Murdoch. Remember, Mr. Foundation was 34th. He's moved himself up to 19th. Tonight's points, if he can gain that 3rd position here at the end of this one, that's going to be a great point tonight. Of course, you know, Brandon Feeney's ahead of him in the championship standings. Feeney a couple laps down here as he's been off sequence. He is 2 laps down right now, running back in 22nd. Ryan O'Donnell, of course, is running back in 10th. He's having himself a solid night. Brandon Minto just outside the top 10. These are all drivers that are ahead of Richard Murdoch. Kevin O'Brien is 15th in the championship standings. He's just outside of pointing his way into a championship contending spot, for a playoff spot, we should say. This time by, though, the flagman will wave 5 fingers in the air at Max Terrell as he comes around. It'll be 5 laps to go here tonight at the Miami Homestead Speedway. It's been a great race so far. Can Max just finish this one off? Ryan O'Donnell trying to gather up his machine and catch Michael Trevarthen. That would be the battle for 9th position. Remember, Trevarthen was up into the outside wall. He ran the outside with Doug Neal there for, call it the last 20 laps. And then, unfortunately, just made one little mistake. So one of our fans tuning in out there, and he just told me his name's Doug Ungari out there. And we sent him a quick Snapchat here of what we have going on in the studio, and he said there's more buttons there, there's more graphical work going on behind the scenes, that he would be more confused than a cow on AstroTurf. I've never seen a cow on AstroTurf, but I can picture it being pretty confused. Cow's always out there in the pasture eating grass and producing some milk. Doug, one of our longtime fans here, always tuning in on the 33 Racing Network. This time by, though, as he's going to be looking, once he comes back out of turn number 4, he'll be looking for the 2 to go signal for Max Terrell. Well, Mr. Pudd says he doesn't like Tim Hortons. Dave Bragg trying to get back. One of his laps down. Popsicle sticks that time go in the air. Max Terrell trying to take this one from flag to flag, pretty much. Ryan O'Donnell still trying to work his Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry back around the 31. Hasn't been able to do it. Has 2 more laps to do it, though, as he'll see 2 to go this time by. Ryan O'Donnell is the last car on the lead lap. As he comes out of turn number 4, he'll look up at the flag stand, and he will get the Checker Flag Auto Supply. 1 lap to go here tonight at Homestead. 1 lap to go. We will finish this one under green in regulation. 90 laps was the distance. And Max Terrell looking to come back around here and take this one. Looks like he will go down to the bottom side of the speedway. He sees Dave Bragg back there pressuring him. He knows he has an 8-second gap back to the 33 of Eric Johnson. He just wants to come back through 3 and 4. He doesn't want to have anything happen like what happened to Kyle Larson at Pocono. Doesn't want to blow a tire, because that is possible with these Arca Menards machines. But Max Terrell will come across the line out of turn 4. He will win tonight here at Homestead, picking up his 3rd win of the season. Eric Johnson will finish in the second position. Third will go to Richard Murdoch. Fourth position will go to Dalton Williamson. Sean Single will pick up fifth. Sixth will go to Jeffrey Souza, having another great run. Then it's going to be Jason Wells finishing in seventh. Eighth will go to Doug Neal. Ninth will go to Michael Trevarthen. Ninth to Ryan O'Donnell. And 10th will go to Ethan Troutman. That's your top 10 unofficial results here tonight. As it looks like Dalton Williamson and Sean Single messed up a little bit of our timing and scoring for you race fans out there, but Dalton Williamson will finish in that fourth position. There is your race winner, as Max Terriel will win that third race of the season. So he'll come down here, he will turn around, and he'll come back up the raceway and celebrate here. As we will bring your top three in here momentarily. Get a word in with them. That is your Renaissance Nutrition post-race show coming up here just in a couple of moments. We'll be back here at Homestead to talk to your top three podium finishers. Well, welcome back here, race fans, for your post-race show brought to us by Renaissance Nutrition right here from the Miami Homestead Speedway, as the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series just went 90 green flag laps. Green flag pit stops all mixed in and sprinkled in between. We did have one driver hit the inside wall and another driver hit the pit wall here tonight. We'll talk about that in a little bit later on here in this post-race show, but let's go ahead and head down trackside and talk to our podium finishers here tonight. Let's start things off with the driver who has parked himself in victory lane. Max, it looked like it was a pretty clear sailing night tonight here at the front of the field with this 42. This hot rod was tuned up as you lead, I believe, all but one lap here at Homestead.
Yeah, typical Homestead. We rarely get any cautions, so even with the tough setup in this new car for replacing the 87 car, it was a handle, especially on corner exits. But I'm really impressed by all the guys to keep it clean and get this done quickly.
Yeah, lightning speed here tonight from you out front here, lapping, I believe, the last car was on the lead lap was Ryan O'Donnell back there in 10th. But tell us about this car here tonight. A lot of drivers in the pre-race said it's loose. Then we talked to drivers like Brandon Minto in the middle of this race, and he said it was tight. What was your aspect behind the wheel tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely tight on corner entry, which is what made the right front wear a lot more. But on corner exit, the car got free, and it was about throttle control. It didn't really, I don't think the setup liked driving over the transitions, so that's why I kept it on the bottom as long as I could, and then a straight shoot on corner exits, and that's what made it fast. And that's how I got fast, because of last night's practice. Eric Johnson was really killing it, and he came through the field even tonight. So last night's practice paid off big time.
So a lot of practice being put in. Now, how about this? How about we're going to head a little bit north here. We're going to head up to South Carolina. We're going to head to Myrtle Beach for Battle at the Beach with the Gander Outdoor Trucks. A little bit of a throwback. It's been a long time since the trucks have been there, but what do you think about heading to that little short track?
Well, running with the modifieds on Thursdays, at least this track is somewhat similar to most of short tracks we don't usually run on the Scrambler series, so that's good. We'll see how it behaves with the trucks. They're much bigger, much heavier, so they'll probably be slower than the modifieds, but we'll get some testing in, and we'll see what the setup we're provided with feels like. And it's a fun track to race. It's a short track, but you can run side by side. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations here, Max. We'll let you go celebrate your third win of the season. But before we do, we know you got some people out there tuning in here tonight.
Yep, as usual, my girlfriend, my friend Max, Maxine Ting, and my dad. They're watching the Turn 3 broadcasts. To Josh, James, and Richard for admitting this Red Light Scrambler series on Monday nights. Shout out to Eric. I didn't see where he qualified. Must have come from the back, but he was the guy to beat last night, and I worked hard to be prepared for tonight's race. And Richard, from second to third, he had a solid race also. So we'll see you guys next week.
There you hear it from Max Terrell. He wins his third race of the season. He was locked in already, but now that regular season points championship lead will extend a little bit. Congratulations to Max and the whole crew back north of the border. But man, standing here, finishing second, Eric Johnson, you are the biggest mover, the biggest shaker of the race. And how did you get through the field with a dismal qualifying run?
First of all, I barely made the race. I got home with a minute left in practice, and I'm just glad I made it. And I didn't know what the track was going to be like, so that's why my qualifying was pretty low, but I was able to use the same line that I used yesterday, and it still worked pretty good. I was trying to catch Max there, but used up my tires a little bit there.
Yeah, it's really hard when you have to come through the field here at Homestead, but tell us about it. Grooves all over the place. You could have ran up high the Kyle Larson line, or you could have catfished around the bottom side of the Speedway, and sometimes you saw drivers trying to diamond it off. Where was the 33 fast here tonight?
Well, I tried all different lines yesterday, and it worked best for me with down low, where I felt like I wasn't abusing the tires as much. The car basically wanted to turn itself if you got just the right line and didn't overdrive into the corner entry, and it worked out. And as long as you're not making mistakes, it was the way to go for me.
Well, it seemed pretty fast, and I'm going to have to watch the replay of your in-car here tonight, because this is one of my favorite tracks here, especially with this ARCA car. What are your thoughts on the ARCA car? This is the final time, I believe, this season that we will see it out there on the track.
I like the ARCA. It's a little tougher to drive, in my opinion. I think a little more loose, so it's a little more car control, throttle control, and I love it. Wish we had another one with it.
Well, I'll see what I can do for you. I'll see if we can weasel that one in a little more for you. But hey, great run here tonight. Who do you got to thank for making the podium here tonight?
Just everybody involved with Red Light Racing. Richard, you in the booth. You do a great broadcast, and just anybody watching, thanks for watching.
Well, short, sweet, to the point. Eric Johnson here tonight will pick up another podium spot. He'll finish second here tonight, and standing by in third, it is the man that they call the Foundation. Murdoch, not such a great opening lap, but you rebounded pretty well.
Yeah, I think I closed my eyes on that one and kind of had a flashback of Phoenix and the SKs, but luckily this time I was able to save it and come back and, make my way back up to where I was.
Yeah, the car has flames on it. It was pretty fast here tonight. How did you rebound, though, and work your way back through the field? Because before that first green flag pit cycle, you seemed to have one of the fastest cars on the Speedway on the long run.
I just gave it a lap or so and let my tires cool back down and just kind of settled in and started focusing on my braking points and acceleration points and just easing back into the throttle, not getting into it too hard. Like Max said, on the exit, it likes to get loose on you, so you really had to play with that throttle to keep the car under control.
You were able to do that and work your way back into second. And then Eric Johnson at one point, that rocket ship came from outside the top 15 here tonight. You guys had a really good battle for a while.
Yeah, when I saw him on my relative in third, I knew he was going to come fast because last night he was so dominant, and I just tried to hold my line and not overdrive it like I've done in the past, holding people off, and he's just too fast. Him and Max, they were in their own on another level, and so I just kept my line and did my best.
Well, your best here tonight. We talked about it periodically throughout tonight's broadcast. You came in at one point, you were 34th in the championship standings. Now you've worked your way to 19th, and once the points get updated and everybody clears tech inspection here tonight, you were 19th. You're probably looking like you're right on the cusp of being able to point your way into the playoffs. What would it mean from going from the cellar all the way to about the midway up our big tower here to point your way into the championship chase?
Oh, I'd feel incredibly amazing, just to get the start I did 4 weeks in a row on the bottom. We joke about I was the foundation of the league, just holding everybody up above me. So to be able to work up through the field with the talent that we have in this league, it'd be a great accomplishment. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss the last race of the season and the first playoff race. I'll be in school up in Tennessee, but I'm going to give it my all next week and do the best I can.
Make sure when you're in Tennessee that you keep yourself indoors.
Yeah, I'll do my best, Roger. I appreciate that tip.
Well, before we let you go here tonight, Richard, we know you got some little girls back home that you got to tuck into bed here. It's still quite early. You might be able to sneak in a little bit of a movie. I won't say that too loud in case anybody else is watching out there. But who do you got to thank tonight for finishing in position number 3?
Well, as always, my friends out in Colorado, Jeremy and Katie, they run Adventure in Pixels, so thank you for letting me put that on my hood and represent y'all every week. It's an honor. My dad and brother up in Chester, South Carolina, they're always tuning in, so I'm glad I could put a good show on for them. And then my Uncle Gary out in California, my friends here, Mark and Jennifer in Somerville, my buddy Frank Franklin, Doug Robertson, and Josh and James for helping run this league, and all the drivers that come out every week to make Red Light what it is. We have a great time, and it's a lot of good, fun competition, and it's a nice way to get away every Monday night. So,
well, a little bit of relax from reality here tonight for Richard Murdoch. He got to play race car driver, and he will come home P number 3 with that Adventure in Pixels 01. He should shoot up our points championship standings. We're going to look for those over the next couple of days to be uploaded as everybody will clear tech inspection. And boy, what a race it really was for all these drivers here tonight. It was a blast, I can tell you that from my point of view up here. Man, I don't know about what you guys saw out there, race fans, but it was probably one of the best races I've seen all season here for Red Light Racing. And we've been to races like Dover and Chicagoland, Rockingham Auto Club. We've been to Daytona twice, once for the oval, once for the road course, and they put on great shows there. But for everybody at the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series, that's going to about wrap things up here today at Homestead as we get ready next week to go battle at the beach at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, and we will see you there, race fans. So for everybody at RB Custom Rigs, Red Light Racing, and of course all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, my name is Roger Muth. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and we will catch you next Monday evening.